from your sight. Voices echo in your brain. Loyalty that leads to pain. Blindfold on and led astray. Can't you see a brighter day? It's a cult, it's a lie. Can't you see? Open your eyes. Break the chains, cut the ties. Before it's too late, realize. It's a cult, it's a lie. Can't you see? Open your eyes. Break the chains, cut the ties. Before it's too late, realize. Promises that never stick. Empty words, a dirty trick. Feeding anger, causing hate. It's time to change before too late. Rise above, break the mold. Find your voice, let truth be told. Shadows fade, light unfolds. Liberate your mind and soul. It's a cult, it's a lie. Can't you see? Open your eyes. Break the chains, cut the ties. Before it's too late, realize. It's a cult, it's a lie. Can't you see? Open your eyes. Break the chains, cut the ties. Before it's too late, realize. Rise above, break the mold. Find your voice, let truth be told. Shadows fade, light unfolds. Liberate your mind and soul. It's a cult, it's a lie. Can't you see? Open your eyes.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Cut the ties. Before it's too late, realize. It's a cult, it's a lie. Can't you see? Open your eyes. Break the chains, cut the ties.
Let's go.
Before it's too late, realize.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this show going. You know exactly what we are here for, all right? Alrighty then, we're ready.
Yeah. I feel like I'm stuck in a cycle. It's like I'm stuck in time. It's like a curse.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
And we can't escape it. It's like deja vu. It's me, Zeus. Deja vu when I'm running up these racks. I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back. Deja vu when I first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash. I'm on top of my game, ahead of the class. You can tell that I made it, look at my grass.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, happy Thursday.
Gas. I play the game so I won't finish last.
Let's go.
This is how it's
Supposed to happen when you're hey.
The algorithm turned into a maniac.
Yeah. Let's go.
I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet.
Benjamin Franklin is my bestie. Hey, thank you everyone. Tap the screen, share the live. You know exactly what it's about.
I say it with my chest cause I mean it.
Hey, got a lot of confidence and I'm conceited. Call me the master with a new whip. I'ma take off in a space. Here it goes.
I'll tell you what, I haven't gone into Zeus's live in a couple of days.
This is Zeus hater right here.
It was radical.
Oh.
It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off.
Oh, Zeus has gone way off the rail. I got something for you. All right, it's like deja vu. All right, we're gonna try it. All right, welcome to the show. All right, then let's go ahead and get rid of the music. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Happy, what is today? Thursday, March 6th in the year of our Lord. All right. Thank you, Gucci. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Once again, we are back in the Thunderdome. I am your host. I am your pilot, and you know exactly why we are here. Sorry, I cannot do any TikTok battles, all right? You know exactly why we are here. Good morning, Gigi. But before we get started, let's take care of some housekeeping items. For those of you who do not know who I am, I go by the name Zeus. Good morning, Ange. Or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H, ladies and gentlemen? Well, it's quite simple. The first H is because I'm honest. I'm the most honest person on social media. There's nobody more honest than me, all right? You might as well pretend like my hands are resting on a stack of Bibles, all right? That's the first H. The second H, well, is because I'm humble. there's nobody more humble than me. All right. If I get it wrong, I'll be the first one to apologize. All right. And then the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen, is you've guessed it. I am and will always remain the most handsome. Yeah. Good morning, Gina. Many of you are very familiar with what we do over here on this side of town. We expose corruption at all levels within the government, all right? And right now, there's never been any more corruption than we see going on right now with the current administration. I want to say it's the Trump administration. I want to say it's the Elon administration. I want to say it's the Russian administration. But this is sick stuff we gotten ourselves into as a nation. The real reason that we're in this situation, ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump is more like he's the outcome of a bad thing that's going on in this country. All right. The thing is, Americans have lost their way. Americans are wicked. Americans are ignorant. They're corrupt. Not all Americans, but you know exactly who I'm talking about. The MAGA ones. And so now America is sick. You got to imagine the Statue of Liberty, ladies and gentlemen. She's sitting there, you know, she has chains on her feet because that's tied to slavery, you know, the struggle we came out of, right? But, you know, she's crying right now. She's sick. And RFK is not going to be able to help her either because he's sick too. But this is the state of affairs in this country. And so before we get into some of the content this morning, I just got to give you all a heads up. Do we have any Trump supporters out there? Do we have any Trump supporters out there? I just want to know. I just want to check the temperature real quick. Are there any Trump supporters out there still? Let me see. Oh, they don't want a W Rick in the chat. All right. Okay, there he goes. Well, I'm going to give you an opportunity of a lifetime. If you do not want me to ruin your breakfast, ruin your lunch, ruin your dinner, give you nightmares, jeepers, creepers, and all of that stuff, you might want to leave this live and go on about your miserable lives. All right, seriously. All right, because I'm going to ruin your breakfast and I'm going to destroy you absolutely because there's going to be so much overwhelming truth coming out of this live. All right, so if you don't want me to do that to you, go ahead and leave right now. But get this. I'm a Democrat. You don't buy anything that I say. So listen to your leader. How about that?
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's just let people understand where we're currently at here in the United States. Or you know what? This isn't even the United States anymore. I don't even know what country we're in right now. If you think Zeus is spreading misinformation, put a 1 in the chat. Paz. Now that was the demon right there, Paz. See, I didn't want to get started. Paz, what am I spreading misinformation about, champ? Are you not paying attention to what's going on? You're probably sitting on your couch right now. Paz, come up here. Show me your forehead today, Paz. I'm going to send you a guest request, Paz. Are you one of these knuckleheads like Marco Rubio, Paz, with one of those crosses on your head today? On Fox News, worshiping the devil? See, Paz doesn't want to come up here because he knows exactly what I'm going to do to him. I'm going to totally destroy him. I didn't want to start the show off with a lake of fire sacrifice, but we're going to do it. Paz, I'm going to send you straight to hell bright and early. All right, because you know that I'm not spreading misinformation when I'm telling you the truth that your Social Security is about to be cut. Your Medicaid's about to get cut. People are getting fired left and right. Donald Trump is shutting down federal agencies without congressional approval. He's violating court orders right here in front of the United States of America. He's turned his back on our allies. He's turned his back on the American people. You want to get on TikTok bright and early on a Thursday morning, champ, and say Zeus is spreading misinformation? Ladies and gentlemen, let's send Paz straight, and I do mean this, straight to the bottom of the pits of hell. Let's give him a round of booze and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Paz, do us all a huge favor. Not another word unless you're willing to get in the box and, you know, really dance with Big Zeus. Other than that, zip it. All right. And continue to sit your special behind down and listen to this special broadcast. W's in the chat for Big Zeus. What did I wake up to this morning? Someone asked me, what did I wake up to? Well, here's some things that maybe you Trump supporters don't know. U.S. job cuts surged 172,000, marking the highest month total since July of 2020. This represents a 245% spike from January. So do you Trump supporters understand what's happening right now? Donald Trump is hell-bent on attacking you and destroying you. And get this, they don't care because Donald Trump is still sending them fundraising emails asking him to donate, and they're doing it. These people are sick, folks. I don't understand what it's going to take for you Trump supporters to recognize that Donald Trump is playing you like a fiddle. Libs are mad. They're endless war. Oh, Michael, come up here, Michael, real quick. Oh, Michael, you can't come up here. You know what's making me really upset, though? It's not just that fact that he's dismantling. He's trying to destroy the Department of Education and stuff like that. I mean, because that's stuff we're going to get into as well. But obviously, they always accuse Zeus of being a race baiter. They always accuse Big Zeus. How many of you have been accused of being a race baiter? They go around and call you white saviors and, and they just say all kinds of nasty things to try to turn something that's really serious into a racial issue, right? You heard this? You've heard this? Then I was watching the news yesterday, and it's been floating around out there, but now it's serious. Guess what these Trump supporters want to do? They want to pardon Derek Chovun. You know George Floyd. We all know what we all went through when we saw that viral footage of Derek Chovun putting his knee on George Floyd's neck and making us all watch him be unalived. And now you got this thing going on where they're trying to pardon him. Now, I get it. State and federal, obviously, there's not going to be a pardon at the state level from the White House. But the idea that Trump supporters think this is a good idea. Where are the blacks for Donald Trump? Any blacks for Donald Trump out there? Because I'm going to get on you like white on rice. If I were a black for Donald Trump, if you are looking for a way out of this cult, this is the day you should be getting out of it, because they're trying to start a race war. Let's just be honest with this. You know where you were at, honestly, when you saw that video footage, and you know exactly what that did in your area you was in. You had to choose. You had to say, oh my gosh, am I going to be on the right side or the wrong side? Do I need this? Do I need more of what this cop just did? Because Donald Trump wants to give these cops more immunity. Yeah. So let's get this on the record. This is an exchange. I posted a little bit of the video on my page, but this was an exchange. Sure Michael Singleton. Yeah, brother voted for Donald Trump, who openly tries to say how terrible the Democrats are. This is the shtick of the Republican Party. Oh, the Democrats need to do this. Oh, the Democrats need to do that. No. I will be doggone. I am never going to take advice from a Republican, a person who voted for Donald Trump. How are you going to tell Big Zeus what we need to do with this current party? But I'll tell you what we won't do. We won't be siding with the Triple K. That's absolutely. I'll never do it. Now, y'all doing it? Oh, yeah, God got something for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this exchange on the record, all right? Because this is some sick stuff. And guess who's doing it? Elon Musk.
So this got convicted by a jury in a state court. So no matter what Donald Trump decides to do, if he issues this federal pardon, he's going to sit in jail. So what's the purpose of it? Why would you go down this line, reopen this wound when it's not going to have any impact whatsoever?
I don't think they know. I mean, you're 100%. And what he says is absolutely correct. It's a silly conversation. So the trial we all watched on TV was the state court trial. Right. The way Donald Trump does that, or any president.
Hey, Rob, you want to talk to me? Send me a guest request. Other than that, Rob, do us all a huge favor and sit your special behind down and listen to this special broadcast. Yeah, you're racist. I know it. I can tell by the way that you wrote that comment you're racist. You don't know any better, and if you do know better, that just means you're an evil person, Rob. Zip it.
Doesn't have the power to pardon anyone in the state court. Like, he can't pardon himself, and it's only the governor of the state can do that. It's the same thing here. So hypothetically, if Trump did pardon him, what happened was after he gets convicted, he then goes into federal court on civil rights violation, and he pleads guilty to 20 years. So, but it runs concurrently at the same time. So if Trump pardons him,
the same
he's still standing.
And what he's doing is, so in the state court case, he was found guilty by a jury.
Right.
In federal court, he pled guilty. So he acknowledged and accepted responsibility. So you're going to pardon him despite the fact that he accepted responsibility for something, obviously saying he did it because you have to tell a judge and confirm that you're accepting this plea for a reason, and there's not going to be any impact whatsoever. So other than to gaslight, other than to reopen these wounds, what's the purpose? Why are we having this conversation? Why is Elon Musk joining in and kind of making this a bigger issue?
I'll tell you why. I mean,
Now, for those of you who don't understand the foundation of why we are here as a nation, let's go back to what got this conversation started real quickly. All right, now you all know this knucklehead. Who is this guy? Let me see if I can get him. All right, let me make sure I get this all laid out for you. All right, because I don't believe in shouting over no mess. All right, Elon Musk, this fella, goes up to his social media platform and retweets this Ben Shapiro statement, all right? And I don't even want to play it on my show, but I know the people who are not following it, they might not understand why we're talking about it. This is why we're talking about it, all right, ladies and gentlemen? And I'm not going to play the whole thing because it's disgusting. It's a disgrace to this country.
There is one person that, if we are issuing pardons, however, there is one person that President Trump should pardon from federal charges forthwith. It would be incredibly controversial, but I think that it's absolutely necessary. That person is Derek Chovun. President Trump should, in fact, pardon Derek Chovun. He should. He should pardon him his federal charges. If we're talking about reversing the evils of the last several years in American life, obviously COVID and its handling was a massive evil. Destroyed the economy, set us on a path to fiscal insanity, destroyed children, led to massive health-related cover-ups, just horrifying all the way around. And President Trump has taken on a lot of those things. But when it came to BLM, the inciting event for the BLM riots that caused $2 billion in property damage in the United States and set America's...
Joey.
What's up, Urkel? Did you summon somebody?
So you're at work right now.
Yeah, guess where I work?
Where?
Take a look at the golden doors. Urkel, your party lost. You have no power. Go cry somewhere else.
Get to work. Get to work, you demon. Ladies and gentlemen, you saw him standing right there at Hell's Gate. Was that supposed to be a flex? Because Donald Trump has you worshiping him at Hell's Gate. He'll do anything to smell Donald Trump. Yeah, get on out of here, because I already knew what you were. Ladies and gentlemen, what is his name? Joey, not so bright, bald head, kind of light. You know what he was? You know what he was? He got it in the closet in the back. I'm not going to talk about it, but we know what he is when the lights go out at night. Joey, I can tell that you're triggered because I'm exposing you for what you are. A seditionist, treasonous traitor, and definitely a cult member, because you think you're really doing a great job, but you don't understand Donald Trump is on his way to actually laying you off too, like he's doing everyone else. You're not special, Joey. So ladies and gentlemen, let's warm up the lake of fire, because Joey, you know, he dressed up this morning. He dressed up this morning to get into my bar and show me he's a doorman at Trump Towers. Hey, Joey, get back to work and go valet my car. Ladies and gentlemen, let's send Joey straight to hell. Go valet my car.
Silence, you matter.
You know, it's funny, Joey came up as soon as we start playing, you know, stuff that's racist and stuff like that. Joey popped up. Hey, Zeus, what you doing over here, Zeus? Because that's the type of stuff Joey feeds on. So, Joey, I want you to continue to sit your special behind down and listen to this special broadcast. And go park my car and don't you dare ask for a tip, because you're not getting one. And bring it right back when I say go get it. W Zeus in the chat. So really why I wanted to bring up this George Floyd thing is honestly though, you blacks who voted for Donald Trump, y'all got to answer for this. Y'all got to answer for this. Where the blacks of Donald Trump at out there? I want to talk to one of y'all demons out there. You know what y'all like to do? Y'all like to go hang out with these folks on the right who we all heard say racist things, and y'all sit there and y'all go, oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. Now are y'all starting to see right now that there was no such thing as a Democrat plantation? There wasn't one. Y'all made that. They made that up to bring you in and make you think you was safe. But guess what they about to try to do? Yeah, they gonna try to hard to get push that pardon for Derek Chauvin. Yeah, where are the blacks for Donald Trump at? Anyone out there think pardoning Derek Chauvin is a good idea? Where are you at right now? I want to talk to you. Yeah. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. I mean, oh yeah. No. Oh, what do you want me? Why do you know what they're saying in the chat? They're saying, Zeus, stop, you're scaring us. No, listen to what he's saying.
Race relations.
Listen to what he's saying.
That caused $2 billion in property damage in the United States and set America's race relations on their worst footing in my lifetime. Was, in fact, the railroading of Derek Chauvin in the death of George Floyd. The evidence demonstrates that Derek Chauvin did not, in fact, commit murder of George Floyd. George Floyd was high on fentanyl. He had a significant pre-existing heart condition. George Floyd was saying he could not breathe before he was even...
Ain't it funny how these racists all of a sudden become medical experts? Ain't it funny how all of a sudden they can explain what George Floyd was doing? It's almost like they was partners out there in these streets, right? That's the way they're selling it. These are the same people that don't trust vaccines, though. So all of a sudden they got medical degrees. And so these are the same people that don't get vaccinated, because there's measles and tuberculosis outbreaks. But all of a sudden, when it comes to black folks, racists become doctors. I don't know about you, but you know what Offset said? You know who Offset is? He's a rapper. And he responded to Elon. This is what he said to Elon, and it made me feel good. He said, racist, and then he called them the B word. I can't say it because, my mom is watching. Playing in black folks' faces. That's what's happening right now. Playing in black folks' faces. Elon, South African, putting up that hand gesture that he did. You know what I'm saying? You can't do it, but you know what he did? It's real. You don't need any evidence to prove that these folks is racist, ladies and gentlemen. And black folks that have voted for this, you've done a huge mistake. You've made a very, very terrible mistake. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to send Ben Shapiro, we're going to send Elon, and we're going to send all the black folks who voted for Donald J. Trump. We got to send them straight to hell this morning because they some racist, self-hating individuals. They really are. All right, so I'm going to warm this up. All right, and you know what George Floyd's brother said? He said, if Donald Trump does this, it's going to send America back 400 years. Ladies and gentlemen, let's send all these folks who want to send America back 400 years. Let's send them straight to hell.
Silence, you matter, demon.
Where are all those blacks for Donald Trump when they quiet as a church mouse now? So I say, if you're a blacks for Donald Trump, put a 1 in the chat. I'll bring you right on up here. And you look at them. They're quiet as a church mouse. You folks, these same knuckleheads, they'll go to the Capitol on January 6th for Donald J. Trump. Yeah, they will. Oh, there we got one. Oh, we got one. Oh, come on up here. Berserker, come on up here. I want to talk to you. I want to know what's really going on. When did you start hating yourselves like this? What happened? What grade was you in? Did you even finish high school? When did you get to this point where you just said, you know what, to hell with Martin Luther King, to hell with Malcolm X, to hell with the community. I'm going to stand shoulder to shoulder with the Triple K. I got to talk to y'all. Berserker, please. I sent you an invite. And obviously you don't want to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and let the mods deal with you. Mods, do what you wish with Berserker or whatever his name is. More like Lurker, because they're a disgusting person, right? They just do us a huge favor. Sit your special behind down and listen to this special broadcast. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. I'll bring you right on up here. All right. Oh yeah, this is. I do want to talk to this because this is a definition of a triple K racist right here. So, sir, let me just get straight to the point. You think Derek Chauvin should be pardoned?
I don't think. I reenacted the whole George Floyd thing with one of my students, and I had my knee in his neck for 15 minutes. Guess what? He's still alive today.
Okay. Well, maybe you didn't get what I was saying. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Any blacks for Donald Trump want to come up behind that? Think about it, though. He really means that. He really means that. And I'm going to send him to hell. But I really am looking for those blacks for Donald Trump to explain how you went and voted and stood shoulder to shoulder with that disgusting, I don't even want to call him a human. That's a savage. That's somebody that's not even, I wouldn't give him the title of being a human being. They're a disgusting, evil creature, a vassal of transgression. This person worships Donald J. Trump. And you know what? He probably would let Donald Trump put his knee all over his neck and let Donald Trump put his knees all up in his you know what, because he's a sick person. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to that previous guest. You know who he is. He's trash bait. Not a decent bone in his body. He's an evil individual. And some black folks, they voted for this. Ladies and gentlemen, let's send them straight to hell. I would be embarrassed if I were a black person right now in America cheering for Donald Trump and Elon Musk, knowing that they want to pardon Derek Chauvin. When are y'all going to get out of this fog? If you stand with Ukraine, you are not. Oh, okay. I can deal with this too. Let me bring this knucklehead up here. You could talk about anything Trump is doing, and I guarantee you it'll all lead to the same path. Donald Trump is wrong. S&B, I invited you up here, and obviously you didn't accept my request because you know you're a Russian bot. All right, so let's move it along then. All right, put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter, honestly, and we'll get you the straight. We'll straighten you out over here. All right, I really am aggressively searching high and low for these blacks with Donald Trump. Adam, come on up here. Oh, there we go. I saw one. There we go. I don't know. You got to send me a guest request. I can't send you an invite. Where are all those blacks for Donald Trump that love to come up in here? You've seen them before, right? Hey, Zeus. Y'all Democrats, you got to tell us, Democrats, tell us how he is wrong. Okay, come on up here, Marky. I'll tell you how he's wrong. Marky, come on up here. You see right now, this means it's a sign that the Republican Party, they're imploding on themselves, just like Tesla sales. Have you looked at Tesla sales? Right? You see, yeah, Lady Boss Money, they won't come up here. Ain't it funny? Y'all gotta think about what's going on in the psychology of these blacks for Donald Trump out here. Think about the psychology. You gotta sit there. And you got to sit there with other people, and not just you, but the Latinos for Donald Trump, because we got smoke for them too. And y'all got to sit there and pretend like it's all good. Like everybody else on the outside's looking at you going, hey, you know what they going to do to you in very short order. You know what they're going to do. They got the chains out back. All right. You know what they're going to do. And you sitting there pretending like it ain't gonna happen. It's like you gotta pretend you can't read when you know how to read, and you're driving and you see the stop sign, but you gotta act like you can't read, right? That's what's going on with you you blacks with Donald Trump. I told you I was gonna ruin your breakfast. Like I said, maybe some of you didn't know that this is the way that I run the show, but we hold nothing back. We tell the truth, and I see some of you are getting triggered, all right? Maybe you didn't hear the message at the top of the show, but let me give you a reminder.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. as far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now.
Lady Boss Monet.
Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Thank you. What we trying to do right now, ladies and gentlemen, we are trying to liberate some minds this morning. And I'm really trying to drill in today to the black community, those continuing to stand behind Donald Trump and Elon Musk. You already saw Elon do that hand gesture. So you know this South African coming to the United States, pushing hate and racism individual is the one running the United States. He's the one running the show. How y'all really sit there and go, well, Zeus, explain why the Democrats didn't make me feel like they cared about me. So that's why I went over here to side with these folks, because the Democrats didn't buy any toilet tissue for me and wipe my behind. You know how crazy that sounds right now? You know how that your mama, your grandmamas, your granddaddies, all them right now, they about to lose their Social Security, stuff they didn't fought their whole life for. People getting their jobs being cut. They being sent to the back of the unemployment line only to find out ain't gonna be no unemployment benefits. The economy is currently crashing and tanking. And you are still in your feelings because the Democrats didn't buy no toilet paper to wipe your behind. You're supposed to wipe your own behind. You know, in this country, if you go back to when George Washington and all these other presidents, nothing was easy. Everything we've gotten, we've had to fight for. Now y'all don't want to continue to fight. Y'all want to sit down and lay up and have somebody taking care of you. This is some sick stuff. And do not, oh, you sound cray-cray. Oh, Leah, come on up here, Leah. Leah, please come right up here. Please tell Big Zeus why I sound cray-cray. Please, Leah. You over here hijacking, you culture vulture. You over here hijacking the lingo. Come on up here, Leah. I'll help you. I'll let you explain how I sound cray-cray. So Leah thinks that I'm cray-cray because I'm not buying the BS that they're selling. You know, oh, George Floyd OD'd and he had some of that F in his system. Oh, so what we saw that so-called police officer doing, what was he doing? Oh, he had nothing to do with it. He just accidentally tripped, fell, and stumbled, and his knee ended up on his deck, and he couldn't help himself at all. He was down, and, you know, his back started to have spasms. He was the action. You think I'm going to buy that, Leah? I thought so, Leah. Sit your special behind down and continue listening to this special broadcast, Leah. See, I know what's going on, Leah. You've never had someone as handsome as me, right? Because I'm handsome, Leah. You know that. Honest as me and as humble as me, delivering truth like this. That's the problem. You thought you were diverse. You thought you were a cultured person, Leah. But now you're realizing you've never ran across someone like me. You know, I'm what they call a swaggarian. A swaggarian, that's a barbarian with swag. All right. W Zeus in the chat. Come on up here, Tim, little Tim. I know another Tim on this app. Tim, please come on up here. I'll entertain you for a quick second. But as long as you're being honest, Tim, you have a chance in the kingdom. And Tim, you can get on your knees all you want, all right? Because I know you do that for Donald Trump. But don't you utter one prayer, one curse. I call it a curse when the demon gets on their knees and they pray. It's not a prayer, it's a curse. Tim, keep your curses to yourself. Because you're not a good person. You're an evil person, Tim. I could already tell. I invited you up here, Tim, and you didn't want to come. So guess what, ladies and gentlemen? W in the chat for Rick. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and let's send Tim. Hey, Tim, you want to go to hell? Free trip. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we're going to do. Let's warm up the lake of fire for Tim and every single one of those guests. Leah, you know, they say all this stuff in the chat, but when you ask them to come up here, they reveal that they don't got anything going on other than being in a cult, worshiping Donald Trump, being evil people, fake Christians. Let's send them straight to hell. the Trump supporters, or maybe I'm not asking correctly, where are all the racists at? Put a 1 in the chat if you're racist. Put it that way. We'll do it this way. Oh, send him. That's where. Oh, Cortez. Okay, Cortez. Okay, Cortez. Come on up here, Cortez. You sound like a genius. Okay. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to go ahead and out yourself this morning as a racist. I'll bring you right on up here. All right. Because what I'm doing, ladies and gentlemen, is it's really not the racists so much. It's the blacks that are still voting with these folks. All right. There we go. There we go. Oh, Amadi. All right. Come on up here. Y'all got so much to say. Y'all putting out all this content on TikTok, all over X and stuff. But when we go on to TikTok and we want to really tap into what's really going on, y'all quiet as a church mouse. Come on up here. I sent them an invite. Now, obviously, they don't want to come in the box. Why are y'all all so quiet right now? Oh, sweet. Oh, okay. Come on, sweet tweet. Come on up here. And don't worry, if they start getting in saying things that are inappropriate on the app, I'm going to drop them like a bad habit. I don't want to get you in the box and have you start saying those things that you say in private. You got to keep that off the show. But what we're going to do is we're going to expose to those folks who voted for Donald Trump, especially to the black folks, that they voted alongside you. And they got some serious work to do. All right, so Sweet Tweet doesn't want to come up here. Where are you? Where are they? All righty then, ladies and gentlemen. All right, what we're gonna do? All right, I'm gonna give them one last time. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. I'll bring you right on up. All right. You know what? So okay, there he goes. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. All right, here we go. Right here. Let's see what we got. I gotta keep my hand next to the microphone because you never know, right? Greetings. Can you hear me? Hello? Oh, you can't talk? Oh, okay. Well, obviously, we're going to go ahead and drop you because Chalmette's wife, I don't know what's going on with you. Yeah, it was the MAGA Wi-Fi. Let's try this again. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. I'll bring you right up. Nathan, come on up here, Nathan. I'm going to send you the mods pinned what you said. Nathan, come on up here. Nathan, you don't know how to use... Trump supporters, y'all don't know how to use TikTok this morning? Is that what's going on? Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. I've never destroyed Trump supporters like this on the show before. All right, we got 2,000 folks in here, and not one Trump supporter is brave enough to get in the box and actually try to push back against what we're talking about. We know they're trying to incite a race war. That's why I say, when they say that I'm a race baiter, they got a lot of explaining to do. Oh, okay, you're not a Trump supporter. Okay, thank you for clarifying that. They say that I'm a race baiter, but how am I the race baiter when y'all the one out here trying to pardon Derek Chauvin? Yeah. Oh, no. All right, let's go to the box. All right. Let's see. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let me bring up my good friend Nutty. Nutty, what do you got for us this morning?
So good morning. So it's funny to me, and good morning to the kingdom. How's everybody? It's funny to me. We're talking about George Floyd 5 years after the man was unalive by an agency that is supposed to protect and serve, but yet they want to villainize and demonize the victim. Let that sink in. Mm-hmm. They want to demonize the victim.
Yep.
Because the last time I checked, it was George Floyd that is sleeping in his grave.
Yeah.
And Derek Chauvin still has the opportunity to breathe the breath of life.
That part.
He still has the opportunity to eat, drink, to say hello to his family. Albeit behind bars, he still has the opportunity to live. Something that George Floyd was not given the opportunity to do.
That part.
What really infuriates me, Zeus,
Talk to him.
the same people that will sit here and talk about George Floyd, they will swear to you that they are law and order people. But the last time I checked, in order to be a person of law and order, we have a jury and a trial. He didn't get his day in court.
Yeah.
He was accused of using a counterfeit $20 bill, which we know now that $20 bill was as real as they come. It wasn't even counterfeit.
Yep.
But he was accused of it. Because he was accused, he ended up in the grave. And yet somehow you racist pieces of cockeye want to let the person who unalived him out of prison. So here's why I'm not, going crazy over that. We know that that was a state charge.
Yeah.
We know that Governor Tim Walz, the one that should be the vice president.
Yeah.
We know that Governor Tim Walz is not going to give Derek Chauvin a pardon. We know this.
Right.
We know that Donald Trump cannot touch Derek Chauvin. Because the same people who are saying this, Zeus, they're the same people that swore to you that states' rights. So we cannot have the federal government usurping states' rights.
Amen.
Because if that's the case,
that part
we need to bring back Roe v. Wade. Because y'all the one that said
Amen.
States' rights.
Thank you, W Nutty in the chat. That's a good point. Yeah, you're tired of being a bunch of
absolutely beside myself with the people that wants to sit here and say, "Hey, we have to abide by the Constitution. We have to get illegals out because they're here illegally."
Yeah,
we have to prosecute and unalive people who unalive police officers, but yet we agree with letting 1,500 heroists, with the T, who literally assaulted police officers. We're okay with giving them pardons.
Thank you.
Let them out of jail because they're patriots. Do you all not understand the meaning of words?
Yeah.
Go pick up a dictionary.
Please read.
Go pick up a dictionary.
Thank you.
You can even ask, you don't even have to pick up a dictionary because we know that y'all don't even know what it looks like. But you can ask Siri the definition of a patriot.
Yeah.
You can ask Alexa the definition of a patriot. Better yet, here I have a novel idea.
Go ahead.
Oh, see, my Alexa just went off because she heard me say that.
Yeah. Even Alexa knows.
And she's giving me the definition of a patriot. but here,
W Alexa in the chat. I mean, in other words, there's no reason for you to be this ignorant. No, Big B. We don't want to talk about nothing but what we're talking about. Why don't you keep your opinion to yourself?
Here's my novel idea. Better yet, instead of asking all of those people or things that I said you can ask, why don't you go ask an educator?
Yeah.
Why don't you go back to your 3rd grade class?
Yeah.
And relearn the things that you were supposed to learn in 3rd through 5th grade.
Yeah.
This is very elementary. The time that we're in now, as to how government works, it's very elementary. And they don't know how government works. In one breath, they're saying, limit the federal government. I don't want the federal government up in my business. But in the next breath, they're saying the federal government should do this because how dare you? How dare you? Which one do you want? Do you want small government or do you want big government? Which one is it?
Which one is it, you geniuses?
You guys are side talking your own points. You wouldn't know a rattlesnake if it bit you in the face.
Amen.
I'm just beside myself.
Yeah.
I'm beside myself.
That's
because we shouldn't be talking. So Zeus, this whole talking about George Floyd today,
Yeah.
it's taking us off the real criminal, which is Donald Trump. That's the real criminal. Because, see, this is how law works, Zeus.
Talk to him, Nutty.
George Floyd did not get his day in court. So we cannot call George Floyd a criminal.
Show can't.
Donald Trump got his days in court.
Mm-hmm.
He was found not only liable, but he was found guilty, because we know y'all have a problem with liable and guilt.
They do.
So not only was he found liable,
Yeah.
he was found guilty of 34 felonious crimes.
Big B, he's not lying. Listen, Big B.
So
You demon.
Come up to the box.
Oh, Apple user. I sent that request 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear me. I'm driving.
Oh, well, see, we can't talk to you when you're driving. See, there you go. But you know what? I hope you pull that truck over, whatever it is, and you keep listening to this broadcast, because like I said, we're going to ruin whatever mood you were in. Sorry,
he is
Nutty.
driving, Zeus. He's driving this country right into the ground.
W Nutty in the chat. We want focused MAGA only. You're not focused when you're doing more than one thing. We know you can't walk and chew bubble gum at the same time.
So Zeus, I'm not trying to monologue here, but I just need people to understand. George Floyd never had his day in court.
That part.
Donald Trump had days in court. He had weeks and months in court. And what did a jury of his peers? It wasn't a judge. What did a jury of his peers find? They found that he was liable for sticking his digits into a woman. He was found liable for that. He was found guilty for defrauding the people of New York.
That part.
So, which one, MAGA? So now that you can't say, oh, he didn't get found guilty of SA. So I gave you scenarios of both. He was found liable and guilty. He's a criminal.
Thank you.
He is a downright hood criminal. Since you think, everybody from the Bronx and other parts of New York are criminals, he's from New York, so I might as well just, use your thought pattern.
Yep.
And I just got one more message before I get out of here.
Go ahead.
It is not patriotic to admire foreign dictators.
Nope.
Keep that in mind, MAGA. There's nothing patriotic about that. Look at that piece of trash you got sitting behind you.
Yeah.
His face just screams the devil. In fact, he makes the devil look good. He's beyond devilish.
Wow. You're right, W Nutty in the chat.
I appreciate your time, sir.
You're welcome.
I appreciate your time, and thank you for doing what you're doing.
Absolutely. No problem, ladies and gentlemen. W's in the chat for Nutty. No lies detected. If you're a Trump supporter, please put a 1 in the chat. I'll bring you up. I try to go back and forth. But as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, MAGA knows they have nothing. And I do mean this. Absolutely nothing to hang their hats on. Nothing. What are you Trump supporters celebrating? Honestly, tell us. The job numbers? Did you see the job numbers this morning? Are you looking at the tariffs and how they've kicked in and how that's going to have a direct impact on your wallet? Your Social Security, your airplanes falling out of the sky, measles outbreaks and stuff like that. What exactly do you Trump supporters have to brag about right now? Not a doggone thing. And this is why we have to do this kind of work out here on the internet. A lot of us are very professional. We got other things and other commitments that we could be doing. Yes, stock market is crashing. Y'all have nothing to brag on. Look at what they did to our veterans. Where are the veterans at who voted for Donald Trump? Please explain the 80,000 that are about to get fired. I don't know if they've already gotten fired. Everything you say has no merit. OMG. Oh, okay, Eric. Eric, come on up here if you don't mind, Eric. This won't take long. Eric, I just sent you an invite. You see this? You see this, ladies and gentlemen? These Trump supporters understand. They know that I'm right. They know we're right. They have nothing to get up here. I can tell you what Eric is going to talk about. Let's just say he were to come up here. Oh, Joe Biden. He's going to bring up Joe Biden. Maybe even go as far back as Barack Obama and Bill Clinton. He's going to say something nasty about the Democrats. And then he's going to feel good about Donald Trump screwing them over. Eric, you know one demon, you know them all. W Zeus in the chat. I just took Eric down. And I didn't need Eric to get in the box. Eric, then why? Okay, Eric, then listen. You said no, not at all. Come on up here then, Eric. Look. I'll give you one more chance. All right, to prove that you're not a bot. Where's Eric at, ladies and gentlemen? Because Eric is in his feelings right now. And all I did was I basically just took what I know he's going to say and I destroyed him with it. Eric, I'm going to send you one more invite. All right? And other than that, Eric, do us all a huge favor. If you don't want to come up here and actually put a little meat on the bone, just zip it, all right? No one believes you. No one believes Trump supporters right now. And I'm like, where are all the blacks for Donald Trump? I want to get one of those black Trump supporters. Where's Lady Boss? What is her name? Lady Red or whatever? Red Lady Red? Yeah. I'm sorry, Lady Boss. Lady Red. Where's she at right now? Oh, yeah, the one that was really doing a number to try to support Donald Trump. All right. Hold on. What is this? I got to decline. Turn off co-host. Oh, my. All right. Who do we got? Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. I'll bring you right on up here. All right. Where they at? You all know me, right? I'm pretty, out there with the way I feel about things, right? You know me. Maybe you agree with it. Maybe you don't. You don't like it but again, I'm not afraid to have the conversation. Unlike you Trump supporters, if I were really a Trump voter, I would be like, you know what, Zeus, I'm going to get up there and explain to you where you went wrong. And now they go, guess what? Yeah, I don't know if I could get up here and embarrass myself and my community siding with these folks that openly talk about being a part of the Triple K. Yeah, which means you made a huge mistake. These folks, ladies and gentlemen, they don't know. Let me bring up my next guest, ladies and gentlemen. I'm right. I mean, look at this. It's so easy to do. Good morning, the political novice. How are you?
Good morning, Zeus. Good morning, Kingdom. How y'all doing?
Good morning. Welcome.
I just have one question because they all look in the comments. Just one question. Why do they want us to remember all of a sudden the Black Lives Matter riots?
Yeah.
But they want to forgive and excuse and pardon the January 6ers that partake in the riot against the government. Right?
There's always something to it.
How do they want us to forget the Black Lives Matter riots, right?
Yeah.
But they gave police protection and excuse for freedom to protest to the wannabe Schnauzis in Ohio. Like, how is that such a double-edged sword? How?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
Why would, and you know what, again, like how Nutty said, I love listening to Nutty.
Yeah.
He educates us in a pastoral way.
Yeah.
But on what grounds would they have to pardon Derek Chovun? And you know what's even crazier?
What's
now
that?
they're like protecting him in a federal prison in Texas, which grinds my gears because why do I have to pay for him?
That part.
Why do I have to pay for him?
Why are our tax dollars being used to support these monsters?
I don't understand why when it comes to the maggots, and when it comes to the YT terrorists, right, of the world, why are they excused? Why are they pardoned? Why do they get their day in court? Why? I asked somebody the other day, Zeus, and they had no answer for me. Because, I like to stir the pot.
Yeah. We got to get them to get...
Yeah, no. How is it y'all consider brown people criminals, right?
Yeah.
But don't consider the YT terrorists that go and pew the kindergartners at school mentally ill?
Yeah, ain't that something? It was a medical issue. Yeah. That's interesting. You made that connection.
Yeah, because they always have an excuse. They get to go to Burger King. The guest that you had up talking about he had practiced it with his student or whatever. I want for him to come back up here because
clickbait, trash bait. We call them trash bait.
That's not corporal punishment at all. And corporal punishment was abolished a long time ago, even though they're trying to bring it back. But I also want to know what school district he works for and if that's something that fits his job description.
Oh.
Because allegedly, Derek Chauvin was doing that to George Floyd too, as a police mechanism, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Last time I checked, teachers are not police officers.
Last
So
time I checked, that's true.
why would he be having to put his knee on the neck of any student as a
Thank
teacher?
you.
Why?
Yeah,
You know, I had a lot more to say.
that's okay.
And
I understand it.
I feel like you might drop me because I really want to pull these demons back from the pits of hell because I need Dame to come up here and say
Oh.
why he's a blagger.
Oh, where is Dame? Is Dame out there?
I need DJ to come up here and say why he's a blagger. I need Lil Haiti that does the community service to come back here and explain his stance as a blagger. Because
Where
I
they
don't
at?
understand. Where they at? They silent today. Any other day they'll be all up in your panel. Trust me, I know. I be in there with them.
Yeah.
They be all up in your panel ready to talk. Why we can't talk today?
You know what they
Let's
do?
talk.
You know what they were saying yesterday? Oh, Trump isn't seriously entertaining this. It's just, gaslighting. That's their little angle right now.
It's
Oh,
gaslighting and it's
yeah.
okay when he do it. But when you do it, it's a problem.
They say Elon is saying this, but Elon ain't the president, so it's not something you should take serious.
But
You believe-
when didn't Elon become the president?
Huh?
I could have sworn Elon was sworn in on January 20th.
Now they get you see how they get technical all of a sudden. Now all of a sudden Elon has no influence over the government when it comes to pardoning
The
Derek.
inauguration, Elon was smiling cheek to cheek harder than Melania could ever smile cheek to cheek.
Amen. Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
We watched him declare that he wasn't the head of Doge and then declare that he was the head of Doge. And it's sad because they're allowing him to play in people's face.
That part.
That's the issue. And then they hide behind the Bible. Zeus, I hate it. When they hide behind that Bible, man.
Yeah.
It grinds my gears. Because at this point, I want to throw a Bible at them.
And you wouldn't be wrong if you did it, all right? Honestly, in my opinion, but don't do it, obviously. But in my opinion, you wouldn't be wrong.
And Al Green is my representative. And I'm so happy he took a stance. But to be honest with you, Zeus, and this might be very controversial, I feel like every Democrat in that room should have took that same stance.
I agree.
Because sitting there in protest was not enough for us. Why? Because we already think all y'all doing is sitting down.
Thank you.
Well, we have to remind y'all to do y'all job. Oh, call your representative. Are you meaning to tell me they don't have the same two eyes that we have? We don't see the destruction?
Yeah.
We don't see the racism?
Yeah.
We don't see the outright provocation of us? Because I'm provoked.
Yeah.
I'm provoked.
Amen. Amen.
And I'm
get it on out there. Get it out there. Let these folks know.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm choked up right now because
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Dude, it hasn't even been 2 months really as yet. And the amount of hate this man has stirred up, the amount of families and communities. And Zeus, let me tell you something. I done got into my political bag, right?
Thank you. Good.
And I started watching a whole lot more and reading in between the lines.
That's what you're supposed to be doing right here. This
Zeus,
is what we do.
I want you to do something for me.
Go ahead.
I want you to go watch Active Measures on YouTube if you have not seen it.
Okay, Active Measures. I gotta note that. All right, I'm gonna write that down. Go ahead. Active Measures.
Yes, there's one that is free. That's the one that I keep watching because every time I watch it, I see another connection. There is another connection. Every single time you watch it, there's another connection. The things that Trump is doing right now, he pulled that playbook straight out of Putin's playbook.
You ain't lying.
He pulled that play straight out of it.
You ain't lying.
He said the way that you damage a democracy is to destroy it from the inside and work your way out. And look at what he's done.
Amen.
Look at what he's continuing to do.
Amen. You ain't lying.
In the South, they have private bounty hunters that are marking themselves in a kind of like Confederate way, right?
Wow.
And those private bounty hunters are targeting Browns that they think that are accused of being illegal.
Wow. Ain't that something?
I'm so doggone happy that I'm an immigrant, but I am a black-facing immigrant because I can talk and they won't target me.
Thank
So
you.
when you have Hispanics and Latinos for Trump, when you have doggone blagger for Trump, and you're the target, you're
Mm-hmm.
the target. They're aiming
Amen.
for you.
Amen.
How do you sit
Amen.
there and say that
Yeah.
you're for the people? You stand with your people. You're here to protect your community. How are you going to sit there and say that? You can't sit there like a man and say anything of that nature and
Yeah.
have people really believe you, like talking about you. Because I'm not going to believe you.
Yeah. Thank you.
And if I was uneducated like
Mm.
MAGA, and then after this, I'm a tribe. If I was
Okay.
uneducated like MAGA, I would
Yeah.
have crashed out a long time ago in person.
Amen. Preach. Get it
Because
out
our
there.
leaders, our leaders are not crashing out enough behind us.
Thank you. Thank
Jasmine
you.
Crockett can't do it on her own. AOC cannot do it on her own. Al Green cannot do it on his own. They can't do it on their own.
Thank
They
you.
really can't. But we as but they're supposed to be representing us. I don't think we should be calling them anymore. They got our voicemails. They got the emails. They so much so they can't return the calls back.
Yeah.
They can't return it back. They were talking trash about the Democrats sitting down and booing and stuff. You had MTG. I got an acronym for you, but I respect your mama.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You got it all out. All right.
Man,
Well,
look, she was booing. She was protesting. She was in MAGA gear, and nothing happened to her. If y'all
yeah.
don't pay attention to the events that are happening right now, like they say, if you don't know your history, it will repeat itself.
That part.
History is repeating itself right before our eyes.
Amen. Amen. You ain't never
What are we gonna
lied.
do about it?
Thank you. You ain't never lied. All right. Political. Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
That was 100% truth delivered bright and early on the Thursday morning. No lies detected. Y'all show her some love. All right. Seriously, show her some love. And see, and what I see happening right now is, I see that the Trump supporters they've been electrified and they're paralyzed right now because we're just bringing so much truth and they're getting triggered in my chat. PSA reminder.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned,
Yeah.
if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
So that goes for any of you in my live right now, crying. All right, talking about the Democrats, they just keep fear mongering. No, we're not fear mongering. All right. You wanted to get rid of DEI. Turns out that backfired. Now you're getting more DEI than you've ever had. Oh, what? Why haven't you left Zeus? Demi. Oh, Demi, I don't even want to entertain you. I can't even bring you up. But Demi, let me tell you something. You know what Donald Trump thinks about you, Demi, and all you Trump supporters? This is what he thinks about you.
You're either stupid or you hate the country.
And I can tell every single one of you Trump supporters, you're both. You're both. That's why they don't want to get up here and actually try to put a little meat on the bone. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. Seriously, I'll bring you right on up here. Demi, send me a guest request. I'll bring you right on up here, and we'll help you. Yeah, you're right, Kimmy. The stock market is crashing. Oh, somebody said that's why we lost the election. Hold on. Okay, you think that's why? Come on up here, man, Buju, whatever you call yourself. All right, come on up here. You said that's why we lost the election. Come on up here, please. I love to hear your explanation for why the Democrats lost the election, if you don't mind. Oh, we have a brave one. We have a brave one. Wow. Hopefully, look at that. The screen. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Good, thank you. How you doing?
I'm all right. Are you in the United States?
Currently not. I'm on
Did you
holiday.
Did you vote?
Yes.
Who'd you vote for?
Trump.
And you said that's why I lost the election.
You lost the election because of your attitude. I feel like the Democrat attitude is disgusting, to be fair.
What is the exact? If you had to say what you perceive the Democrat attitude is, what would you describe it as?
Well, for example, look at yesterday, the Trump speech in Congress. The Democrats were pathetic. They couldn't even stand up for Reagan rally. They couldn't stand up for the prisoner that was released from Russia. They couldn't stand up for that 13 years old boy who had cancer. You know what I mean? They couldn't even
That
clap.
was yesterday, though. But remember,
I'm saying
you
I'm
voted
talking
for
about
Trump back in
that's
November. So when you
let me
use an
answer a
example,
question. Let me answer a question, brother. You
but,
asked me a question. Let me
but
answer. Don't
you're
interrupt
using
me,
an
please.
example of something that happened after the election. I just need to
Well, I'm
understand
talking about
what
the
made you
attitude.
vote for Donald. So give me something before the election.
Okay, the border, for example, right? Look, now there's like 5% crossing, right? There's 21 million illegal aliens that came past 4 years, right? 21 million,
But
right? Now the border is fixed. So it's something we can say is fixed,
You
right?
said
We
our
can deny that.
attitude. You said our attitude, and now you're talking about the border. Could you stick to what you said?
Okay. So
What was the
you
attitude
asked
that
me two
made you?
questions. You asked me your first question. What's the attitude? I described the attitude of the
But you gave
Democrat
me an example of
in the
something that happened after the election. You can't vote after the election. I want to know what brought you to the voting booth and
You
said, "I
guys
am
are
going
funny.
to." Huh?
You guys are funny, but you don't even let me answer my question. Then you're trying to ask me another question. I answer the other question. Go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead.
All
I'm
right.
listening.
No. All right. I'll let
So
you do it the way
can
you're
I
doing
finish
it.
about the attitude thing? Can I
Go
finish
for
about
it.
it? So
Go
do you
for it.
think it was normal for the Democrat not to clap for the 13 years old who had cancer? Do you agree with that? Do you
I
think that's the
dis.
right attitude to have?
I personally had. I don't think that they did anything right or wrong. I personally had no issue
Would you
because
stand up for it? Would
me
you clap for
personally,
that boy?
the boy. Here's the thing. That child was being used. Would you agree?
Explain. Why it was is being used? Like Lake and Riley, do you think
Well,
they been
you
used?
asked me to explain it, and I covered this.
Go ahead.
Right now, universities and laboratories all over this country have been harmed because Donald Trump has cut funding to them, research funding that is actually helping kids with cancer. You know that?
I'm listening.
So if the president of the United States issues executive orders to cut cancer funding, right, research funding that for cancer research, that's a bad thing, correct?
Where did you see that? Where I never.
Well,
Where
I'm glad you asked that question.
where's
But
the facts?
are you familiar about the funding freezes that he implemented with the executive orders?
Yes, of course.
Things
Those
like
you
that
talk
with
about.
USAID. So you know about it. So
Yeah,
okay, so listen,
in
a lot of people like yourself, you don't understand how grant funding works. So when Elon says things like, I found fraud and I got rid of it, you all go,
of course, we have to
and
cheer up.
but the people that you saw not standing and folks like me understand, like, dude, you just shut thousands of labs down that are funding cancer research. And
Where's the
now,
facts?
huh?
Give me the fact. Give me the evidence of that. Show me that the evidence.
Well, I can't tell you to trust me because I'm a
That-
Democrat, right? And you don't believe Democrats, but I want to
Well,
make sure you just know, for the sake of this show, because we can't keep just going online and looking up evidence. Assume that I'm
Of
telling
course
you
we
the
can.
truth. Just assume that I'm telling you the truth, right? You don't got to believe it, but for this situation, just assume that I'm right. You know Donald Trump's cut all this cancer funding. You know he put RFK in, who's not really being honest with people how important vaccines and stuff like that in. And then at this particular moment, he brings a 13-year-old child up, and without knowing anything about this child, it looks like he's doing something that shows he cares about kids.
Of course you do. Of course he
Right?
cares.
But you also have to take into context that if you cut funding off, you're actually harming millions of kids. And as a matter of fact, USAID, there's situations that were happening where in Africa, children that were getting food were starving and actually unaliving. So how do you justify unaliving thousands of children, but then on one moment that just happens to be the day you're giving your State of the Union, you put this kid up here, and if you go look at the backstory, this kid has over 1,000 of those honorary appointments. This kid, he said, he's gotten the reason this child was able to live, DJ, is because he benefited from a new drug. And you know where he got that drug from? Texas Children's Hospital, which means this guy was getting benefits from the funding that Donald J. Trump was cut. So what Donald Trump did was he took away
Did Donald
all
Trump cut this funding?
Yes.
Well, show me
What
the
Donald
proof of
Trump's
that.
what Donald Trump's executive order did was cut the funding for cancer research. And y'all can't seem to wrap
don't
your
agree with
minds
that.
around that.
That's not
But
true.
you can't believe it, but it happened. Now let me ask you this,
You don't
bro.
want to show me the evidence, so
I can bring someone else up here.
hypothetical.
Okay, no, but I'm just saying, hypothetically, if you were a parent and your child was getting treatment at one of these places and then they said we can't treat them because the funding is cut, would you go in there and cheer when Donald Trump did that? No, but I'm just no, but would you? Well, then do you have the ability to have empathy? Imagine one of these people. Okay, so imagine one of these people who's been fired by Donald Trump and Elon Musk. One of these people who's had their research impacted. They can't treat children, sitting there and watching Donald Trump do a stunt like that. You can't tell me that wouldn't make you go, what on earth is he doing up there? All these other children that are being harmed as a result of these executive orders, and he's going to try to sell it like, oh, he cares about the kids. That's why you see folks not.
It does. He cares about women. He cares about.
So what I'll do is this, because you said it didn't happen. Okay, I'm going to say Trump issues executive order. This is what I'm typing in the.
Go ahead.
In the government, into the Google. All right. Okay, here we go. And there's two of them you got to look up. What is this? February 3rd, Trump administration. Oh no, this is the recension of it. Trump administration is still freezing funds despite court orders. Okay, so this happened. You can go look this up. Are you at your computer?
Yeah, go. Yeah, give me a sec.
You found
go
it?
ahead.
Did you look it up?
No. Go. One sec. So what's you asking me to look at? What are you asking me to look
Just
at?
type up Trump administration freezes federal funds.
I know.
Okay,
he froze federal funds. I know that. That's not new to me.
Okay, so we agree. Now, do you know the NIH?
But it did it for a reason, because there's fraud and abuse and waste.
Okay, so let's slow this down. Do you know the NIH, National Institutes of Health? Their funds, their grants are like the lifeline to these places that do research for cancer. That's how parents can take their children in there and get them the treatment that they need, get access to these new drugs. But when you freeze the funding, you stop those organizations from being able to recoup the losses for doing business. So you put them out of business for a minute. St. Jude's, are you there?
I'm there.
So you understand what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying.
Okay, so I need you to process that. I need you to really sit back and understand. You agree the funds were frozen, which means they were not accessible. Organizations that this impacted stopped.
I agree certain funds were frozen, but they were frozen for a reason, for waste, fraud, and abuse, right? And he didn't, like you guys saying, cut Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security. He didn't touch that, and he keep repeating it. He won't touch it, right?
What is it going to? So what waste, fraud, and abuse is there going on at a cancer research center? Organization. No. What? No. Seriously, I'm taking you very serious. What waste, fraud, and abuse is going on at Texas Children's Hospital?
Donald Trump didn't stop funding for
research. You and I agree he froze the funds. Why is this so? Why? Okay, so
not all. Like Medicaid is federal funding.
I'm not talking about that.
Security.
I'm not talking about Medicaid just yet. Well, we'll get into that because you're talking about the budget that they're passing. I am talking about the executive order. And you acknowledge that there was an executive order that froze the funds so that they could review it and see if there was fraud. And I'm trying to sit here and explain to you that when you do things like that, you shut down labs and you pause them until they turn around and say it's okay. And what I'm saying is that pause right there, children get harmed. Does that make sense?
Well, I don't
Does
have
that
evidence of
does
that. I
that
don't
no
have
you
evidence that right now children in America are getting harm from what Donald Trump has posed as funding, right? And 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 and
okay.
and most of it is most of the fraud is outside the United States. There's over 100 countries where money is sent from, and you can't even you don't even like I can like transgender
So you
operation in
listen. Just go to the internet and type in "children starve as a result of funding freeze." Type in Head Start programs are unable to be accessed as a result of the funding freeze. I'm not going to sit here and continue to try to convince you that this stuff is happening. You either know it's happening or you don't. But I would say this: you should be able to see what's going on in these town halls and at least acknowledge that these people are upset for a reason, right? And then the other thing that I wanted to bring up to you is what else Donald Trump do with the NIH? He capped the indirect cost at 15%. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Do you know anything about that?
yeah
You know about the indirect cost rate being capped at 15%?
yeah.
Explain the impact of that if you don't mind.
You explain me. You
Oh, so
explain.
you don't know. So you don't know.
Explain to me. Explain to me.
Well, you
I
just
want to
said
listen
you
what
did.
your view on that.
You said that you did, and now you don't. So let me explain it to you.
I didn't say I can explain. I said I heard of that.
Okay,
I
okay.
heard of it.
So when you're doing research, all right, and I just said let's just use Texas Children's Hospital. There's an actual cost for doing the research, right? You gotta run. You gotta buy the supplies. You gotta hire people. You may have to purchase equipment, right? That's what goes into the budget to help fund the research. You understand what I'm saying? And as a result of doing that research, the organization has to negotiate a rate with the federal government to help the organization recover those costs. So that's the indirect cost rate. You get what I'm saying? So what they did by capping it was basically saying, oh, instead of getting your full rate, we're going to give you a fraction of the rate. They basically tried to shut the lab down. Now, if you shut the labs down, right, guess what you're doing? You're harming children. You're harming people. Do you get what I'm saying, sir? So let's go back to where your original question was, because I don't think you're going to agree with me until you actually go look into this. But let's just say Big Zeus is right. Does it make sense now why Democrats wouldn't stand up and encourage Donald Trump to continue doing what he's doing? When we know
it don't make sense at all. It don't make sense at all.
So you think Donald Trump should continue to play in people's faces like that, right?
I think Donald Trump should continue definitely applying pressure on you guys and do what's best for the American people, right? And it's a shame that
I
like
get
your
it.
attitude. Wait, you don't have no leaders. You lost your confidence, right? And Donald Trump, he's doing what's right for the people, and he's gonna make America great. And look how many executive orders he signed. How many things that already fixed. Look at the war in Gaza is fixed. The border is fixed, right? Now companies is secured $1 trillion. Wait, is secured in what? Just over 4 weeks.
Well,
$1 trillion investment into America. So 500 million. Apple they announced it. That chip company from Asian chip company. He done a press conference on that.
All right. Well, you
100
listen.
million.
You're intelligent.
Wait.
I just want to bring up
Plus the
someone else.
tariffs.
Hold on.
Let me finish, brother. You never let me finish to my point. That's why I'm saying with you guys we can't talk. We can't have a fair conversation.
Well, I'm bringing
you
it.
shut me down every time. Look, you shut me down.
The show has to go on, bro, and I'm the host.
Yeah,
listen.
You don't let me go to my point. You're interrupting me.
I gotta mute him. I gotta mute you. Welcome, Val. How are you
never
doing?
Win an election again because you don't let people speak.
Win an
It's
election.
only your opinion.
Listen, bro.
Sir. I mean, there's one thing I hate worse than trolls. Okay, and that's foreign actors that come into these spaces
going down.
Act like they're coming from the
You can't
United
speak to
States.
two Democrats.
Sir, your first statement in this live is "I'm on
Sir,
holiday."
I haven't finished
I'm on
speaking. I can't
holiday.
even
Those
speak,
were
so there's
your
no point.
words, sir.
Like, you guys will never
Oh,
learn.
sorry,
There's no
Val.
point.
Sorry, Val. Hit on mute, Val.
Yeah. What state did you vote in?
Oh, he ran. He
That's
ran.
what
He
I
ran
thought.
when W Val in the chat. That's MAGA right there. I mean, you know, he's an international MAGA, right?
Yeah, it's an international MAGA.
No, we're not gonna sit there and let you get the live taken down with all that misinformation, bro. Relax.
That was I'm sitting here and I'm listening on holiday. I don't know too many Americans that say they're on holiday.
Yeah, but, he gave it to us, right? He had all the talking points down. This guy is sick. Yeah.
Oh, and then the best one is the children in America are being hurt.
Yeah.
Like, oh, come on, people.
Yeah.
What's this guy doing up here?
Yeah.
So what everybody just witnessed right there is one of the things that we are seeing right now in our social media, and this is foreign actors that are out to push these narratives because they know it weakens the U.S. I want all MAGA to hear what I just said.
Good point. Good point, W Val. That was a good point. So, yeah, didn't Trump basically give Russia the green light to, do whatever they want with the cyber?
I mean, he's opened up, you know what I'm saying? He's opened it up for the cyber. I mean, to the point that when there was an interview going on when he decided to make this decision with somebody from his cabinet, there was a massive, or actually from Congress, there was a massive surprise in his face. He couldn't speak after he heard this. He was trying to defend it and couldn't even speak. He was stuttering the entire time after he heard it, and then admitted on national television that Russia is actively cyber attacking us at this very moment. But yet we want to shut down. We want to shut down that capability. That makes zero sense.
Yeah.
I wonder who Donald Trump is actually protecting.
Anyone want to answer the question? Who is Donald Trump protecting? Because guess what? Is it the American people? Do you think it's the American people? What about the job numbers that you see? Did you see that, Val?
I did see that. And of course, we expected that, right? We expected to see that after what has gone on the last 6 weeks. And we're going to see more of that. I mean, the next thing we're actually going to see is housing. We're going to see housing start to drop. I was talking about this the other day. I have a street not too far from me that is a very, very popular place to live in the area that I live in.
Right.
Finding a house on that street is probably the hardest thing in the entire city to do because they're never for sale.
Right.
I drove by the other day. There was 10 of them for sale.
You got to be kidding me.
And that's telling. You know what I'm saying? When you see that starting to on, you start seeing for sale signs going up in mass groves. This is a very huge problem for the U.S. because what that's telling me is that people are losing their jobs, people are losing their livelihoods, people are not making the money that they were making a few months ago. And they're starting to prepare and downsize and do the things they need to do to survive. So these are things that we're going to start to see. And, shortly after you see situations like that and you see bankruptcy start to come into place, then we start recreating what happened in '08 again.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
So this is the road that we're on right now because of the policies that are been put in place.
Wow.
To actually benefit billionaires and not help the middle class.
Thank you, W Val in the chat. Where are all the Trump supporters at right now? Put a one in the chat because we want to see if how you all are feeling right now as a result of all these executive orders. Do you hear them still saying that they're winning, Val?
Oh yeah, I mean you still hear them all the time up here that come in here and think they're winning.
Well, what are they winning?
Well, I think the anger behind that is telling me that they're really not winning. They're just trying to, their pride is taking over their self-preservation.
I agree. I'm still trying to get one of them to come up here and at least answer one question, which is what has Donald Trump done since he's gotten into office that's actually helping them? And the previous guest, he brought up the whole, we keep saying Social Security and Medicaid is going away, and so could you also help Val explain to them why it's going away while we look for one of these deniers?
The thing, and Santana actually explains this the best. The thing is what people need to understand is in this budget, what they're really taking away is the department that actually funds Medicaid and Medicare. That's a great way of hiding what's really going on.
Smitty.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Taking $880 billion away from the department that actually funds Medicaid, but not calling it Medicaid. Is it really not going to affect Medicaid? That's impossible, right? You're talking about a department that I think it's $1.2 trillion budget.
Yeah.
We're going to take $880 billion away from it. What's left for Medicaid?
Can you Trump supporters explain the answer to that? Seriously.
I mean, it's a nice way of hiding things, but the reality is still the same. And then there's lots of other issues that are going on right now. And somebody asked down in the comments, and I don't normally read the comments, but this one actually caught my eye.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, when you talk about, I thought this was Biden's economy because normally it takes a year, maybe up to 2 years for an economy to take place. That's because normal use of government, when you're putting policies in place, it takes time to get policy through Congress. It takes it time to get passed, and it takes it time to actually come into effect.
Right.
But when you start writing executive orders that take place immediately until the courts have challenged them, this changes the whole dynamic. No, what you're seeing right now is 100% Trump's economy because he is trying to do this by the power of the pen and not Congress.
Thank you. So we can no longer blame Joe Biden, is what you're saying.
Absolutely not. This is these effects on our economy and the effects that we're seeing are 100% solely on the executive orders that Donald J. Trump has put in.
Thank you. So we don't want to hear you Trump supporters when things start to get real bad. We don't bring up Joe Biden. Do not bring up the Democrats because remember, don't they have control of the House and the Senate?
They have control of the House and the Senate, and you would think that would be easy to push legislation through to get legislation that you wanted to push forward. That would be fine, and that would be normal. We would expect those types of things. But like I said, when you do it by the power of the pen, these things happen much faster.
Amen. There you go. W Val in the chat. Well, listen, Val, we're going to move it along, bro, but if there's something that we do need to get into, don't worry, we'll bring you right on up here. All right, seriously. All right, W Val in the chat. No lies detected. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. I'll bring you right on up here, and we will get to the bottom of whatever issues you believe this country needs to address. But you got to be respectful. I don't know if it's possible for Trump supporters to be even respectful at this point. What we all know is going on in this country is we have airplanes falling out of the sky. I don't know if you've all seen it. All right. Oh, look at that. We got Jesus runs deep. I don't know if this is a Trump supporter, but we'll see. People put 1 in the chat all the time. Greetings.
You're daggum right, brother. I'm here, and Trump's my guy. I don't know what y'all are having a problem with. He's getting rid of these illegals. He's going to make everything better again in America. Buy American. Stop spending all your money on those foreign products.
I can't even take you serious. Ladies and gentlemen. We know this is a troll, ladies and gentlemen. You can just tell. Let's warm up the lake of fire. That was not serious. I could just tell. When you're dealing with a MAGA demon, and the demon wasn't really coming through like that. Nice try. You're not going to fool Big Zeus. I know a real Trump supporter when I see it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's send them straight to hell. Silence. Nice try. try. You're not going to trick me. I can sense within 2 seconds if you are real or fake. Seriously, I can tell. All right, put a 1 in the chat because you know when Trump supporters when they talk, you can actually feel the evil coming out of their, and you know, and then it starts there, and then they start, you know, not making sense. You can actually hear them thinking and stuff like that. You got to work on that. Seriously, put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter, and I'll bring you right on up here. All right, we don't got all morning, ladies and gentlemen. Who's this JG? Please put a 1 in the chat. I'll bring you right on up here. Oh my goodness. Look at this. I mean, it just seems like we're annihilating Trump supporters left and right this morning. All right. Oh my goodness. What do you got here? I'm looking. I see you, CC. I see you. Lower your taxes. I'm so ashamed for Democrats after the Trump speech. Okay. There you go. Okay. Oh, Angus, I can't even bring you up. All right, Angus, knock it off. All right, but you know, work on getting your followers up. All right, seriously, put a 1 in the chat. I'll bring you right on up here. We don't got all morning, ladies and gentlemen. All righty then. Let's see. Oh my God. W Rick in the chat. Got Angus. If you're not going to send me a guest request, right, then, you know, what are you doing? You're sitting in the chat spreading lies? Come on now, knock it off. Who do we have? Let's see. Who do we have, ladies and gentlemen? Who do we have? Caitlin, are you a Trump? I don't think you're a Trump supporter, Caitlin. Knock it off. All right. Let's go to the box. All righty then. All right. Here we go. All right. CC, welcome to the show, CC. How are you doing, CC? It seems like all of our friends are the people on the right. They're quiet as a church mouse this morning. What's going on?
You're going to give me a stroke. You know
that? How?
Because I you know what? I get in the middle of the request.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get brought up. Then I get first. As soon as you come up, I get first.
Oh, really? That's how you do that? Oh, okay. I didn't know there was an order.
I try. You know. But, I asked Ange because I'm wondering if I've got if you can even see me in the queue. So, you know, I was just wondering. Zeus.
Yes.
Triple H.
Yes.
My most handsome, humble,
thank you.
Post on TikTok.
Thank you, please. Thank you.
Hey Zeus, you know what they did this morning? Do you know what they did this morning?
Who?
Our wonderful house. Do you know what they did?
Oh, what'd they do?
They censored Al Green.
Oh.
And guess what? 8 or 9 of our Democrats voted for it. But that's different when Margarine gets up there and shows her behind. That's different, right?
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, they didn't do that. Did they do that this morning, Cece? I mean, I take your word for it. Woo.
It just came across, Zeus. And also, he is dismantling the Department of Education.
Mm-hmm.
That's all news that just came up.
Wow.
Now, I want to talk about the other night when that orange, rotten tangerine standing there with Mickey Mouse and the carpet muncher VD Jance.
Yeah.
I said VD, not JD.
Wow. Yeah. I heard that. That's a good one. WCC in the chat. VD.
Hey Zeus.
Yeah?
They have over 1,000 military of our military over in Guantanamo Bay.
Wow.
For what? So guess what they're having to do? They're having to bring them back.
Get out of here.
They're not needed.
Really?
And you know, did you see the the little thing last night with Fox News and that Laura Ingraham, that thing?
What'd she do?
Oh, they were there to do a big old interview of showing how many immigrants are coming out of these military airplanes that carry enough supplies to carry multiple helicopters.
What?
What are they? The C-18s? Am I missing something? Is it
Wow.
118, C-18, C-20?
Wow. Look at that. C-130s. Look at that.
Yeah, C-17s and these are massive helicopters. Do you know what it costs to use those? You
Millions and
freaking
millions.
idiots.
Millions and millions of dollars. They're wasting taxpayers' money, and you Trump supporters still searching for fraud, waste, and abuse, and it's right in front of your faces.
Hey Zeus, do you know how many people came off that plane?
How many?
9 people. 9.
That's sick.
9. They could have flown them commercial for like $800 a person. So guess what?
Man Buju, do you hear what she said? 9 people, billions of dollars to fly 9 people. Were these people Americans that they flew, these 9?
Yep. And now he's not going to do it anymore. He's been called out. He's not going to do it anymore.
Oh, who called him out?
He's a freak. They're all freaks.
Yep.
It's disgusting.
Man Buju, she's talking about you.
And I want to say this. There's someone on this app that I've been very tight with for over 2 years. He is a contractor for the government. He knows his stuff.
Yeah.
He said that as of last week, we had over 10,000 Russian bots on here.
On TikTok?
10,000. That's of last week.
On TikTok?
On TikTok. He knows his stuff too.
Maybe Man Buju is a Russian bot. I think so, and I think we know some Russian bears. So yeah, I think that's a lowball number, to be honest.
That's why I wanted to come up and say something to him, because he's a Russian bot.
Yeah. Oh, caught you red-handed.
Yeah, and there's one more thing, Zeus, that really, really disturbs me.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel and I hurt for Lincoln Riley and her family.
Go ahead, get it.
What about Brett Cross? Do you know Brett Cross?
Tell them who it is, Cece, because they don't know.
Brett Cross is one of the hosts here on TikTok, whose son was shot in the spine, okay, by a white man. Why aren't we talking about all of these children that are slaughtered? Where are their names? Do I have to get a list of names of all the school shootings? Uvalde babies. And he said his son was in the spine. He has a tattoo where his son was pew-pewed. He has it on his back. So let's talk about the school children. Let's talk about the people that are slaughtering them. They're not immigrants.
Amen.
They come from this.
Get it out there, CC. They know you're telling the truth. They know exactly what you're saying. That's why we call these Trump supporters hypocrites.
It's sickening. It's sickening. I'm just so over it. And we've got what? How many? 3 years.
These are like dog. Actually, it's worse than dog. These are beast years. These are weird. These years we got to do. Oh my gosh.
It's just totally disgusting. I appreciate you bringing me up.
You're welcome.
There's so much I want to say. But you don't have enough time. But please pray, y'all, for my daughter who's flying to Utah tonight to go skiing.
Yeah.
And I'm scared to death. I will not fly anytime soon.
I understand the concern. I seriously do.
Yeah, but thank you so much.
W in the chat for CC.
I appreciate y'all.
I appreciate you. Thank you for being patient and waiting for me, because I try to get to as many people as I can every day, and it's not easy doing it. But
I wasn't patient, Zeus. I had to
get in
the trees.
I know.
I had to get in the trees, Zeus. It's all your fault.
I know. W, CC in the chat. All righty then.
Everybody.
Love you too. Love you too. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, again, WCC in the chat. All right, put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. I mean, boy, oh boy, it seems like MAGA understands that the goose is cooked. W. Zena Smith. It seems like MAGA now understands that they don't have the momentum that they thought they have. Oh, Wendy, come on up here, Wendy, please, Wendy, come right on up here and talk to Big Zeus. All right. And don't worry, we won't waste too much of your time. We'll help you get to the right side of history. All right, seriously. Oh my goodness. All right, put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. I'll bring you right on up here. Oh, tap dancing for the Dems. Oh, Perry, please. Send me a guest request, Perry. I'll bring you right on up here. We'll drill, baby, drill. We'll get to the bottom of whatever. Oh, look who's back, ladies and gentlemen. Look who's back. Look who's back. Look who's back. Brokeback Bob. Look at that. Brokeback Bob. What brings you back to talk to Big Zeus? Didn't I destroy you and annihilate you yesterday?
Yeah, you did. You did.
Yeah, now what do you need?
How you doing? Huh?
What do you need today?
I just wanted to talk about politics because that's what the hot topic is nowadays. So,
well, what did you learn from our conversation yesterday?
I learned that you are a very smart person. Snuggles friended me, and he told me that you are a very smart person. And he also said we should all be friends.
Snuggy said that.
Are you okay with that or no?
No. You got, because here's the thing. You have a lot of work to do, and you shouldn't really be engaging with Snuggy because Snuggy is lost. He's confused, and he's a terrible person. All right, this guy, he pushes Russian propaganda on his platform every day. So if I were you, honestly, if you wanted to be friends, you got to cancel that friendship with Snuggy, because I don't think you're strong enough right now to deal with it. You don't know how to draw boundaries.
No, I want the followers I can get. And
okay, all right. So well, okay. Here's the deal. I need you to do some real research and get to the bottom of what's really going on in this country, all right? You just can't flip overnight and all of a sudden want to be my friend. I appreciate the compliment.
No. I'm not asking that. But do you want men in women's sports, or do you want transgender people to be in co-ed sports? I agree with them.
Listen, Brokeback Bob, I want peace. You get what I'm saying? I want peace. Okay, and that listen to what I'm saying. Why do you even worry about stuff like that when we're trying to save this great country? What is the most important issue that the president of the United States should be focused on? Should he be focusing on that, or should he be focused on bringing down the cost of living for everyday Americans? Which one?
The Democrats like.
Did you hear my question?
Yeah, I did.
What was the question I asked you?
Listen. Identity politics is not going to work nowadays, okay?
What was the question that I asked you?
You are talking about identity politics.
I said, what is the most important thing the president of the United States of America should be focused on? And I want you to use all the other presidents in American history as examples. Is it what you're talking about, or should be the economy?
He's focused on Title IX.
Okay, well then you know what? You just graduated. You're not a friend of mine, Brokeback. Until you actually start being honest with yourself, and you're not even being honest with yourself, huh?
You can't rebut women.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's Brokeback Bob, who's still delusional. All right, keep listening to this broadcast, but unfortunately, you're not equipped to handle it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's send Brokeback Bob straight to hell. Let me ask the audience real quick: should Donald Trump be focusing on, students playing sports, or should he be focusing on the economy? Which one is it, ladies and gentlemen? Let's just do a quick temperature check. Should it be the economy or students? I'm looking at it. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that economy. So look at that W in the chat. That's what I'm trying to tell you, all you Trump supporters. While he has y'all over there looking at all of that ridiculous stuff, right, that you guys think is an issue, it's really not an issue, all right? But while he has y'all over there focused on that, he's picking your pockets, robbing you blind, stripping you of all your health benefits, all of your social security. I mean, the way you all continue to fall for this stuff is amazing. It's amazing y'all still falling for this. Both, dude. No. Let's go ahead. Dame Deezy. We got another Dame. This is Dame Deezy. Dame Deezy, I was going to ask you to come right on up here, all right, and explain it to me, because when we really drill down into issues like that, you know what we find out? It has nothing to do with what you got to do in a 24-hour period, champ. Not one bit of it. Not one bit of it. Y'all know it. Y'all just like to sit up here and act like y'all better than everybody else. Drummer, why do you keep putting one in the chat? Happily married. Let's go. Drummer, come on up here. You keep spamming one in my chat. Are you a Trump supporter?
Hey, Zeus, what's going on, man?
I'm all right. Are you a Trump supporter?
Don't call it a comeback. 2028, baby.
So you're bringing Kamala Harris back. Oh.
And we're going to work on her campaign in California, and she's going to take it.
Oh, wow. Look at this. Clouds just parted. Lights shining on us. You mean we're going to get Kamala Harris back, ladies and gentlemen? This is what I need to hear. Oh, my gosh. Tell us about this. This is great news.
Well, she's not going to run for governor in California.
Oh.
Okay.
So what does that tell you?
That tells me that she's going to come back and she's going to annihilate the GOP.
Thank you.
She's going to bring class back into this country. We're going to get rid of the fat man. We're going to finally have a woman in power.
You made my morning. Thank you. You know, what do you say to all these people that give her such a hard time for this election? Why should they, in your opinion, still continue to, support it? Because, as far as I'm concerned, they keep saying the Democrats need a leader. To me, it's Kamala Harris, right? It's her.
Well, Zeus, look, man, there's a reason why Biden had her join his team. She's an attorney. She's got the guts. She has courage. She has experience.
That part.
I lived here in California. I benefited from her leadership.
That part. Wow.
She played a pivotal role in helping Biden get his policies across the table.
That's true. Wow. Yeah.
And what the MAGA clowns don't realize is she was never the border czar, idiots. Biden wanted her to go to Central America to find out why the immigrants were traveling north toward the border.
Thank you.
But what she did is she wanted to find some companies who would actually go down there and open up shop to create jobs. But see, y'all drink that Kool-Aid, right?
Amen. Whoa.
So y'all get drunk off that Kool-Aid and you don't understand because you don't have any brain cells left.
W, drummer. Go ahead.
First of all, I love your show. I watch you every day.
Really? Thank you so much. Wow, that's amazing. Thank you.
MAGA, let me tell you something, MAGA. I'm so sick and tired of hearing say the 13 names of those soldiers in Afghanistan.
Oh.
Hey, MAGA, do you know what a battalion is?
Oh.
You know, my dad was a captain in the Army. He served 3 tours in Vietnam. A battalion constitutes between 300 to 1,000 people. Do you know who unilaterally, without consulting the Afghanistan government, without consulting any of our military leaders, let alone any of our foreign allies, before he made this stupid decision, he decided to release 10 battalions of Taliban fighters right before Biden was supposed to come and take office.
Wow.
5,000 soldiers, MAGA, fighters. No wonder why the Afghanistan army, especially in Kabul, was easily annihilated. So when you say, well, let's say the 13 names of those soldiers, shut up.
Thank you. W Drummer in the chat. Drummer, you are on fire. He negotiated with the T's. And at one point, he wanted to invite them to Camp David. Isn't that right?
Yeah, can you believe he wanted to invite the Taliban to Camp David? I mean, really?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
What do you think about these Trump supporters referring to themselves as the party of law and order? Tell me about that, honestly.
Oh, party of law and order?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, coming from a group of people who support a 34 count convicted felon? Really? And it's so funny how they say that, oh yeah, Trump loves the veterans. Really? Look at all the funding he's going to cut for the veterans. And he says, well, he backs the blue. He backs the blue. He does back the blue? Did he go to any of the funeral services from some of the police officers who died on January 6th? Oh, but he backs the veterans. He backs the veterans. Wait. MAGA, do you know what a Dover transfer is?
Oh.
Do you know what a Dover transfer is, MAGA? Let me get you some education.
Give it to him.
On just how much he likes to back the veterans. A Dover transfer is when a C-130 lands in Virginia. The back door of the C-130, it opens downward. And if you look up there, what do you see? Draped coffins with American flags on them. Those are our heroes who died to preserve your freedom.
Wow.
During the stupid fat man's reign from 2016 to 2020, there were 96 Dover transfers, 96 C-130s landing.
Wow.
Trump only showed up for 4 of them.
Wow.
Where was he during the 92 transfers? And it's just, see, Zeus, look, man.
Go ahead, get it out there. These people need to know what you're saying.
You can't talk sense to people who know inherently they screwed up.
So you think these Trump supporters have some sense that they may have messed up? You think so, Drummer?
Well, you know what happened is Trump, you know, the only thing I'm going to give him is he's a master manipulator. He knows how to pull on the strings. He knows how to. He saw MAGA coming a mile away. He said all the right things, right?
Yeah.
But last time you and I checked, Zeus.
Yeah.
When he was on his campaign, whatever you want to call it, not once did he ever say that he wanted to take over the Panama Canal. Not once did he ever say that he wanted to annex Canada or take over Gaza Strip or take over Greenland.
He didn't.
Oh, no, he never said any of that now, did he? Oh, no. He said, I'm going to lower the prices on day one. I'm going to lower inflation. It's going to be such a booming economy.
Golden age. He said it's the golden age, right? The golden age.
Yeah, the golden age. Oh my God, give me a break. He said all of the things that MAGA wanted to hear, and you got a lot of MAGA who actually resonate with his selfishness. Because when you speak to somebody who's a MAGA, what's the first thing that they say? Well, what did Biden ever do for me?
Oh, that hurts when you ask that question.
Yeah, exactly. Why does it always have to be about you?
Thank you.
Don't you have empathy for people, MAGA? And then Zeus, one last thing, and I'll let you go, man, because I love hearing you.
I love hearing you. Let's go. You're doing God's work up here. Seriously.
MAGA, do you know when you say you're pro-life? You know how you love to say when you are pro-life, What about the poor Hispanic lady across the border who just lost her husband?
Oh.
Because he was in the way of some shooting or something, and she just had a newborn baby, and she has nowhere to go. But she thinks, okay, if I get into America, at least my little baby will have a fighting chance. Where's your pro-life now? Where's your pro-life now, MAGA?
Marsha, Taurus, where are you at? I know you're out there. Kimmy, where are all you pro-lifers at right now? Because, when you ask that question, I'm thinking about the MAGA women that I run into on a regular on this app that love to say they're pro-life and they care about protecting kids and stuff like that.
Right?
Where are y'all at right now, Taurus?
Yeah, Kazoos, let me say one thing.
No, keep going. You got them on the ropes tapping out. I can see them. They're tapping out. Go ahead.
MAGA, you know damn well, if you were that woman across that border, and if you just had a little beautiful baby, and your only breadwinner was caught up in a drive-by pew-pew, and you had nowhere to go, you know darn well you'd be heading north. Zeus, I love you, brother, man.
I love you too, man.
The work. We love you, Zeus.
Thank you.
Love you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I love W's in the chat for Drummer. No lies. Right, Rick? Chills. The way that's what we need more of. More real. That was a reality check. Again, W Drummer in the chat. That's a reality check for your behind. Not one of these MAGA women had the courage to come up here and say, you know what? You're right, Drummer. We really do need to reevaluate what we've been doing on this app and the hate we've been pushing. Because Donald Trump is lying to you all. I don't know if you all just saw this, but I just got an alert. This is what Donald Trump just said, all right? After speaking with President Claudia Sheinbaum of Mexico, I have agreed that Mexico will not be required to pay tariffs on anything that falls under the USMCA agreement. This is what he just posted on his platform, Lie Central. This agreement is until April 2nd. I did this as an accommodation and out of respect for President Sheinbaum. Our relationship has been a very good one, and we are working hard together on the border, both in terms of stopping illegal aliens from entering the United States and likewise from stopping that stuff. Thank you to President Sheinbaum for your hard work and cooperation. So what we're going to do is we're going to give President Sheinbaum, we're going to give her a huge round of applause because what she did was she made Donald Trump bend the knee today. Let's give her a round of applause. Thank you, Claudia. Thank you. Making Donald Trump bend the knee. So now what, MAGA? Now what? He just crashed the economy only to backtrack. Everyone knew it was a bad idea except him and you. Now explain that, MAGA. Why would he change his position all of a sudden so fast? Remember, everybody's supposed to be afraid of him. He's the boss. He's the strongest one. Any Trump supporters want to come up here and explain that? Because just like Drummer said, Donald Trump is a master manipulator. And he's manipulating you all every day. He's got y'all all thinking, oh, I could sleep better at night. This is how what did he do? He closed the border. Rick in the chat. He got y'all thinking y'all could sleep better at night because of what he's doing. Only to turn around and tell you, oops, I can't do it. You Trump supporters. Y'all are some of the sickest, deranged people I've ever seen. And you know what? I got to give Drummer another round of applause because you know what he did say? He said, Kamala Harris 2028. Right. And you know what Kamala says, all right?
I promise to be a president for all Americans. You can always trust me to put country above party and self, to hold sacred America's fundamental principles, from the rule of law to free and fair elections, to the peaceful transfer of power.
Yeah. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, these Trump supporters, they know their goose is cooked. They have no answers for why these people are being fired out of the federal government and then asked to come back, like they did with the CDC. They have no answers for why children are losing their lives because they're not being vaccinated and got no protection from the measles and tuberculosis. They have no explanation for why Elon keeps saying there's fraud, waste, and abuse in the government, but Elon's contracts with the federal government just seem to always be the cleanest contracts you've ever seen for some strange reason. Tesla is tanking, it's imploding on itself. Elon is getting contracts from the federal government, and Elon turns out to be the most honest broker in the United States when it comes to dealing with our corrupt government. The government's corrupt, but Elon's business that takes money from the corrupt government is pure. Elon, who has now 14 children, however many baby mamas, y'all all still believe in this nonsense. Where do y'all get y'all brains at? Where do they make a MAGA brain at? W Drummer in the chat. All right, W Drummer in the chat.
Everyone who's
hold on, let me get it going. Hold on. W Drummer. Let's go to the box. Alrighty then. Let's see, who do we got next? Who we got? Uncle B. Welcome, Uncle. What do you got for me this morning, Uncle B?
Zeus.
Yeah. Are you a Trump supporter?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay. Well, what did you want to say real quick? I thought you were. I got it mixed up. My bad. What do you got for us?
Well, I'm also a former state trooper, and I wrote a book, A Brother's Redemption, and it's about me and my younger brother. I had to arrest him, and he had to do 13 years on an arrest.
Oh.
Now I'm doing. I did a book signing, and I had Jess, Simone, and Santana come through, and we talked a little about the book. It's doing very well on Amazon.
Okay.
I have about 17 reviews, and all but one gave it 5 stars.
Okay, so you got a book out there. Is that where we're at with this? Now, what did you want? Okay, so now we're running low on time, brother. What did you want to say real quickly before we move it along? All right, but yeah, congratulations, seriously. I know I want to get more into the story, but we got to keep it short and sweet, brother. What did you want to say real quickly? All right, and what's the name of the book? Someone asked. Do you have a link on your bio? You have the link on your bio?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. That's how you get to the book.
It's called A Brother's Redemption. And
all right.
Zeus, I want to send you a copy of the book. I just need the address.
All right. Well, what we'll do is I'm gonna give you a follow, brother, and we will work that out on the back end because you can't say too much when you're on these internet streets. All right.
Man, I sure do appreciate it, man.
All right. W's in the chat for Uncle B. No lies detected. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, we got a full house this morning. All right, let me go up here. Let me talk to my good friend, Brother Swervin. All right, Swervin, what do you got for us? obviously, we've destroyed every single Trump supporter on this show this morning, and they're quiet. I've never seen them this quiet. How you doing, bro?
I've been sitting here listening for days and been wanting to jump up here, but I didn't want to raise my blood pressure up.
Fair enough.
But no, I'm doing all right. It's good to be back with you in the kingdom.
I haven't heard from you in a while.
It's been a minute. And so I wanted to talk directly to MAGA for a couple of minutes if I could, because, you know, as you know, I'm a veteran. I'm a disabled combat veteran.
Yeah.
And I was supposed to have an in-person appointment with my doctor this past Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's been tentatively pushed out to a month and a half now.
Wow.
And do you know why? My doctor got fired.
You gotta be kidding me.
Not just my doctor, 2 other doctors. They're nurse practitioners as well as their nursing staff. And they're looking to cut ties with another 1,000 VA employees here where I live, right? And I know there's a lot of veterans out there who are in a lot worse shape than I do. So I'm not complaining. But this doesn't just affect me. This affects thousands of us. Okay? And they're looking to get rid of another 1,000 here in Ohio.
Wow.
Some of these people actually voted for Trump, and now they feel betrayed. And I'm like, why? He told you he would do this. This was all part of Project 2025. He told you he would do this. And when someone shows you who they are, you believe them. Well, he showed you who he was. They just didn't believe him.
Yeah.
Right? So I spent last Monday and Tuesday just fielding calls from the VA, getting appointments rescheduled, reshuffled around. And it's just been crazy.
Wow.
Because of the way our VA is set up here, it's basically what they call a VA clinic, right?
Yeah.
All my doctors are under one roof, but if I need specialized care, which I do, they outsource me to community care. Yeah, they're not paying for that anymore right now.
Wow.
So the appointment that I'm scheduled to have on Monday, my neurologist, that appointment won't happen now.
This is a sad thing.
This is sad. I'm really sorry and sad that I share the title of veteran for any of these other veterans that voted for this clown. I'm heartbroken for my fellow brothers and sisters who had the stones to lace up a pair and take the oath, as opposed to Scooby Coo, who had bone spurs and didn't have the stones to lace up a pair and take the oath.
Yeah.
But he feels, and Elania sucks. They all feel that they know what's best for veterans. They know what's best for our military. And it's just, dude, it's just making me sick. And
wow. He loves the veterans, he says. Nope.
Zeus, my doctor is a 22-year veteran of the VA healthcare system. He'd only been at my VA for 2 years, right?
Yeah.
My nurse practitioner, not only was she a retired Navy vet, 20 years in the Navy, she was also 27 years into the VA healthcare system. She could have retired 7 years ago and been fine, but she kept working because she cared about our veterans. Just let go without warning. You tell me how that helps veterans.
I have no answers. It's just, it's like, is he really that cruel of a person? Is Trump really that cruel, or is this just incompetence? Like, what is it?
He's just that cruel. He doesn't care, because veterans, we can't do anything for him. We don't have billions of dollars to help him funnel into his campaign funds and pay for his rallies and all this other crap. He doesn't know what 22 a day means. He's got no clue what those things mean. I do. And it just pains me, Zeus, because this is what I said. Anybody that voted for this man, they will sit there and vote. They voted for him. But in that same breath, they will say, well, he loves the veterans. He wants to back the blue. Really? He wants to back the blue after he just released 1,500 violent offenders? I mean, don't sit here and talk to me about how he backs the blue. And y'all sit here worried about somebody walking across the border, which is nothing more than a misdemeanor. Yeah. While at the same time, you won't say nothing about the 34-time convicted felon who's sitting there in the White House. They sit up here and make up these lies. Oh, well, Justin Trudeau went down to Mar-a-Lago to kiss the ring. No, he didn't. Justin Trudeau went to Mar-a-Lago because Donald Trump is not allowed in Canada because they don't allow felons into the country of Canada.
Oh, is
That's
that
why
what that is?
He ain't left the country yet, has he? So they make up all these asinine excuses, and they act like that somebody's coming to kiss the ring. No, Canada came to threaten him. You do this, here's how we're going to retaliate. Now they're threatening to turn off the power to some 1.8 million United States citizens in the northern part of the country.
Really?
Or they're either going to do that, or they're going to tariff that electricity, causing those people's power bills to go up.
Cut their water off. That's what I was. Ooh, they
And I'm
gonna
like,
cut
you
the
know what?
water off. Wow.
The people who end up losing their electricity, let's say they do cut it off.
Yeah.
The people who do end up losing their electricity, I wonder how many of them voted for Trump. And is that drill baby drill going to help them then? No. Is that drill baby drill going to help our veterans, help our active duty personnel, help the people that are defending the blanket of freedom that we provided for everyone to sleep under? And Zeus, last thing I'm going to say is this. I remember during Donald Trump's campaign, he said he was not opposed to using the military to get rid of the radical left, woke, communist, Marxist, socialist Democrats. Right?
Yeah.
He said that. And I thought to myself, you know what? If I was on active duty, there's no way I could train my weapons on the very people that I'm sworn to protect and defend. And any active duty personnel who thinks that's okay, they should just take off the uniform and go hide under a rock somewhere.
Yeah.
Because none of it is okay. Not one bit of it.
Exactly.
Brother, I appreciate you letting me up and telling my story. I still got a lot to try and figure out with these doctors.
Yeah. But keep going, bro, man, and keep us updated on terms of how Donald Trump is single-handedly stripping support services from our men and women in uniform. You know, just like he took away those national security, those classified. What did he took away from Ukraine? The secrets. Didn't he do that with Ukraine? I forget how he phrased it. Or he stopped shelling. They stopped sharing intelligence. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, he stopped sharing intelligence with Ukraine.
And that, I hear, is harming Americans over there in Ukraine as well, not just Ukrainians. So it's just another example, because some of those Americans over there are veterans, right? It's just another example of how Donald Trump does not care about Americans.
What I can't wrap my mind around is, when did my fellow U.S. citizens start thumb thugging for a dictator? And I'm not talking about Trump. I'm talking about Putin.
Yeah, that part.
I'm talking about at what point did they sit there and say, you know what, Ukraine should just capitulate to Russia and lay down their arms and let them have it? Why? If somebody invaded this country, they wouldn't stand for that. Although I don't know, some of them might. I'm sure you know. I'm sure you know about all the cybersecurity protocols they took off of Russia.
Yep, I learned about that. I heard about that. Yeah,
they took those off, lifted the sanctions, gave them back their compound for their ambassadors, allowed them into the White House. You know, and somebody actually told me, Zeus, it's the liberals that are pro Russia. And so I asked this person in my live, I said, tell me who did all of this. Mm-hmm. There was obviously a liberal that let those people in there. And I said, well, so you're saying, once again, Democrats have set up Republicans and y'all were too dumb to see it coming. Just like the claim they made when they say Nancy Pelosi set up Donald Trump on January 6th. She set him up. So it's just ridiculous, man. I don't get it. And I don't know. I don't know, dude.
Well, they're going to have hell to pay in short order, because I do believe that this economy situation, you know, because we're heading towards a depression. Actually, I think we're already in the recession and depression. It's a recession depression. I'm going to have to start calling it. It's a recession depression. And we're currently in it, because you're usually supposed to be trying to get out of it, right? But Trump wants to go deeper and deeper, right?
Mm-hmm. Now, you know, I think the jobs report had 77,000 jobs on it.
Oh, I didn't see it. I saw there was 172,000 jobs lost. But I don't know the exact number, but oh my goodness, that's terrible.
Yeah, they created, I believe, from what I read, they created 77,000 new jobs. It was the lowest jobs report for any February in the history of our nation.
I'm done. I'm sick.
Yeah, it's on its way. So, brother, I'm gonna let you get back at it. Thank you to the Kingdom for allowing me to come up and speak to you, and thank you for allowing me up on your panel as always, my friend. And you all be well. You all be safe, and doggone it, have fun while you do it.
All right. W swerving in the chat. Glad you were able to swing by and check in with us, ladies and gentlemen. These are real people who love their country that are coming up, except for that one guest who got up here and just said some nasty and evil things. All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen, we got to get up out of here. I want to give you all a round of applause for tuning in to one of the most entertaining, engaging, and educational shows really on TikTok, all right? Without you, this wouldn't be possible. But I also got to give one last round of booze and shame, and you know who this goes out to. This goes out to all the Zeus haters out there, and they know exactly who they are. They're a bunch of hypocrites. They're not patriots. They're seditionists, treasonous traitors. They're not Christians. They're liars. They do work for the devil. All right. These people promote Russian misinformation and disinformation on a daily basis. And listen, they swear on their life they are going to heaven. You're not going to heaven. You're going to hell. All right, ladies and gentlemen, do me a huge favor, all right? Take care and stay safe out there in those TikTok streets. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. Have a great rest of your morning. What a show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all. Keep up the great work, honestly. We got to keep getting this truth out here, no matter what. Thank you all of you for tapping the screen and sharing the live, all right, and supporting this platform. It's one of the best platforms, all right. Support all content creators, really, if you can. All right, if you can, support them because it's not just the work of one person. It's really the work of the people at the end of the day. I know a lot of us got a lot of things that we could be doing, but we all see what's happening in this great country of ours. And we're not going to surrender it to Donald J. Trump and Elon Musk and Vladimir. You know who he is, all right? So, ladies and gentlemen, keep it going. Connect the dots. Let's go. You know what we do over here. Ready. Thank you. Oh, look at that. It looks so good on my head. You want to drill, baby, drill? Let's go. Oh, we're at 80%. Let's go. Kamala Harris, 2028. We need to do whatever we can to get her back in there. W. Rick in the chat. Baby, I see ya. Let's go. Hey, get out there. Listen, we will never surrender. Thank you, Nadine. I appreciate that. I can feel the love. See that? They say that I push hate. We don't push hate over here. We push love. Let's go. W. Chris in the chat for the subscription. Let's go. Let's go. W. Chris E. Let's go. PRF. You know what we gotta do? They want to do some drill, baby, drill? Y'all want to do some drill, baby,
Kamala
drill?
Harris's war on Pennsylvania energy, because she's going to ban fracking, right?
Oh, she is?
100%.
She's going to
She
ban
was
fracking.
against fracking, against all this stuff,
There you
and
go.
then
I
all of
got
a
you.
sudden, about a year and a half ago, when she was getting killed in the polls, she said, "I like fracking very much." Look, they always go back to what they want. They always go back. She can't help it. She's a radical left Marxist. She can't help it. But we're going to end that, and we will frack, 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 and drill, baby, drill.
What we got to do? Curtis, Reggie, Cena, and Tamara, I know you're there.
We're going to take out so much money. We're going to pay down our debt. We're going to lower your taxes to insane asylums. They go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal Lecter, drill, baby, drill. We're going to frack, frack, drill. There's a frack, frack, frack. There's a baby, there's a lots of energy. She's going to pay.
She's going to pay.
Right. Up in there, she was against fracking, against all the stuff, and then all the stuff, and then all the stuff, and then all the stuff. Everybody here to Africa.
Let's go. Hit it. She said, I like fracking very much. Look, they always go back to what they want. They always go back. She's a radical. She can't help it. And we're going to end that. And we will frack, 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 and drill, baby, drill.
We're gonna drill, baby, drill. We're gonna be drilling so deep. We're gonna be for these guys. We're gonna drill. We're gonna take out
so much money. We're gonna pay down our debt. We're gonna lower your taxes. You know what we gotta do, ladies and gentlemen? Hit it. Drill, baby, drill. We're gonna frack, frack, frack. Drill, baby, drill like it's Hannibal Lecter. We hit the goal. Hey, hello. Can you go? Hey, we're gonna drill, baby, drill like it's Hannibal Lecter.
Insane asylums. They go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal Lecter.
Here we go.
Okay, they say,
why would he mention Hannibal Lecter? What are we gonna do?
We're gonna lower your taxes.
That part.
Deep insane asylums.
Deep.
They go crazy when I say
the late great Hannibal.
Drill, 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 baby, drill. We're gonna frack, frack, frack.
Let's go. Hit him with it. Lower your taxes. Deep insane asylums. They go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal. Hit it. Drill, drill, drill. Hey. Hit him with it, ladies and gentlemen. Like it's Hannibal Lecter. Drill, drill, baby, drill like it's Hannibal Lecter time. We're gonna lower your taxes. Deep insane asylums. They go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal. How much do you owe in debt? Oh, $10 million? Don't worry, we'll take care of that $10 million debt. I don't know how you got it, but you got it, all right? Oh, you owe some taxes? Oh, $600,000 in taxes? Listen, don't worry, baby. We'll take care of that, because guess what we're going to do? We're going to drill, baby, drill. And we're going to frack, 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 because guess what? We got so much liquid gold underneath our feet, and all we got to do is drill, baby, drill. All right, ladies and gentlemen, take care and stay safe. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do out here in these TikTok streets.